A mass casualty event happens in your backyard. How do you react? That's what first responders practice today in Brunswick County. WECT's Ariana Bertolotti watched them go to work.
Middleton Park here in Oak Island is where a mock explosion took place. It gave fire and EMS crews the chance to practice how they'd respond if it was the real thing.
Today's exercise was organized by Brunswick EMS and hosted by the town of Oak Island. Paramedics and fire crews from Bald Head Island, Southport, and Oak Island responded to a practice mass disaster involving a food truck explosion. Middleton Park was filled with people acting as families enjoying a nice day in the park when an explosion takes place. With an increase in large gatherings as the summer season approaches, officials say training like this is needed to be prepared in high-stress moments.
It's good that we all learn how to work together and what to do. And a lot of our focus in emergency medical services is grabbing and going to get to a trauma center. And in this scenario, we intentionally forced them to stay and treat these patients because they couldn't leave. They just had too much. And so it's always important that we learn how to do that and do it together.
A training of this size can be vital for newer members too, as Hollyfield says, because many of their employees are younger and inexperienced. Gaining the experience today only made them better equipped for the real thing.
Although first responders are busy every day, they regularly set up these trainings and continuing education exercises with the hopes that they'll never have to face the real thing. Reporting in Oak Island, Ariana Bertolotti, WECT News.